Richest actors 2023: Bob Newhart, $65 million. Michael J. Fox, $65 million. Warren Beatty, $70 million. Andy Lau, $70 million. Jean Reno, $70 million. Chuck Norris, $70 million. Woody Harrelson, $70 million. Sean Penn, $70 million. Nick Nolte, $75 million. Tobey Maguire, $75 million. Jake Gyllenhaal, $80 million. Chris Evans, $80 million. Danny DeVito, $80 million. Michael Caine, $80 million. Channing Tatum, $80 million. Kelsey Grammer, $80 million. Wang Xiaoming, $80 million. Jason Statham, $90 million. Jared Leto, $90 million. Tim Allen, $100 million. Kiefer Sutherland, $100 million. Jeff Bridges, $100 million. Kevin James, $100 million. Robert Pattinson, $100 million. Kamal Hassan, $100 million. Bradley Cooper, $100 million. William Shatner, $100 million. Tommy Lee Jones, $100 million. Kurt Russell, $100 million. Martin Lawrence, $110 million. Daniel Radcliffe, $110 million. Kim Soo Hyun, $170 million. Mark Herman, $120 million. Al Pacino, $120 million. Richard Gere, $120 million. Matthew Perry, $120 million. Russell Crowe, $120 million. Chris Hemsworth, $130 million. Steve Martin, $140 million. Liam Neeson, $145 million. Rowan Atkinson, $150 million. Ryan Reynolds, $150 million. Hugh Grant, $150 million. Saif Ali Khan, $150 million. Sacha Baron Cohen, $160 million. Matthew McConaughey, $160 million. Anthony Hopkins, $160 million. Matt Damon, $170 million. Hugh Jackman, $180 million. Jim Carrey, $180 million. Chow Yun-fat, $200 million. Ben Stiller, $200 million. Ashton Kutcher, $200 million. Mike Myers, $200 million. Robert Redford, $200 million. Eddie Murphy, $200 million. Johnny Depp, $210 million. Vin Diesel, $225 million. Amir Khan, $230 million. John Travolta, $250 million. Bruce Willis, $250 million. Samuel L. Jackson, $250 million. Morgan Freeman, $250 million. Leonardo DiCaprio, $260 million. Jet Li, $265 million. Gerard Depardieu, $270 million. Denzel Washington, $280 million. Seth MacFarlane, $300 million. Edward Norton, $300 million. Brad Pitt, $300 million. Robert Downey Jr., $300 million. Harrison Ford, $300 million. Kevin Costner, $320 million. Akshay Kumar, $325 million. Sean Connery, $350 million. Michael Douglas, $350 million. Hrithik Roshan, $370 million. Salman Khan, $370 million. Will Smith, $375 million. Clint Eastwood, $375 million. Kenny Reeves, $380 million. Bill Cosby, $400 million. Jack Nicholson, $400 million. Sylvester Stallone, $400 million. Mark Wahlberg, $400 million. Tom Hanks, $400 million. Amitabh Bachchan, $410 million. Adam Sandler, $420 million. Mel Gibson, $425 million. Arnold Schwarzenegger, $450 million. Kevin Hart, $450 million. George Clooney, $500 million. Robert De Niro, $500 million. Jackie Chan, $520 million. Trey Parker, $600 million. Tom Cruise, $600 million. Shah Rukh Khan, $600 million. Dwayne Johnson, $800 million. Jerry Seinfeld, $850 million. Tyler Perry, $1 billion.